Welcome to the CHCH Newsmakers podcast. I'm your host, Rick Zamperin. If it's making news in Hamilton, Halton, and Niagara, across Canada or around the world, Newsmakers is going to be all over it. The Intercounty Baseball League, founded in 1919, is now the Canadian Baseball League. But it's not only changing in name. Starting in 2026, it's moving from semi-pro to the professional ranks. Ryan Harrison is the president and director of fun for the reigning champion, Welland Jackfish, and is our guest today on Newsmakers. Welcome.
Thanks for having me.
So Ted Kelmans, the commissioner of the now Canadian Baseball League, recently announced we're no longer the IBL, we're the CBL. What does that mean? Semi-pro to pro?
Yeah, I just think it means more opportunity for our players, better marketability. I know in Welland, we're fairly new, obviously. We've only played 6 seasons, I believe. And when we first came to town, trying to explain what the Intercounty Baseball League was not easy. So I think having a bigger name in the market will assist with all kinds of different things. Like I said, marketing, maybe corporate partnerships, getting better players. Who knows? I mean, we're still fresh into this, so it's kind of just see how it goes at this point. From a player perspective, what will be the biggest change? Can they now demand, listen, I'm a professional now, I need more money? They can do whatever they want. They always, everybody wants more, I'm sure. But now, I mean, we were working under a cap, so there's only so much every team can spend on players. Mm-hmm. But the ability to do that now is amazing. These guys should be, taken care of for the time they put into playing for our team, trying to win a championship. It is, we don't play as many games as other baseball leagues, but it still is a grind for 4 or 5 months, whatever. So it's good that they'll be able to, we'll be able to take care of them now. From a fan perspective, does this mean potentially better players coming to the league? For sure. We opened 3 more import spots, so there's opportunity for guys, non-Canadians, to come in. Who knows? Who knows who you'll see come through the pipe on that front. For the most part, I think for fans that are going to say, what about our local players? You're not going to see those guys disappear. Mm-hmm. They're still going to be very, very important to the overall success of the league, so you'll always have the local flair. Unfortunately, in Niagara, we don't have so much local guys. But we're hoping to spur that talent to come back here and live here. We do have some players that did come from out west that now live here. Found jobs, found connections here, and end up staying. So it's kind of cool. Well, by winning beautiful trophies like this, it might inspire more baseball players or athletes in general from the Niagara region to say, let's try to be a future Welland Jackfish superstar. Yeah, we're working with minor baseball programs. We sponsor pretty much every minor baseball program in Niagara, or we try to anyway, to help, if anything, just spur more participation. Mm-hmm. There's elite programs out there and stuff like that. So we're hoping, it's not a short-term thing, but we're hoping as long as we're here, maybe we can build some great Niagara talent. In unveiling the new Canadian Baseball League, from a business perspective, operating a team or all these teams, what does that mean for those who own these teams? Does it mean a greater investment, or is that the expectation? Yeah, there definitely will be higher expenses. Nothing in my mind that's going to be something that teams can't handle. Again, they're all businesses, right? I think people need to understand that these aren't hobbies anymore, like they maybe used to be back 10, 15 years ago. They're true businesses. I know for ours, we run ours full time year round. So, and that's why you see the fans that we get and the success we have is because we put that amount of time into it. And the thing for us is a lot of people see the fans and stuff and think we are well off personally, and that's not the case so much. It's the time and effort that we put into it. We put a lot of thought into every night, every show, every theme, everything like that, and that's why we get what we get, because we do that extra effort. What are those meetings like? And thinking of these unique game nights and promotions. They're fun. Yeah, we do. So every February we do, it's called Idea Palooza. Okay. So we get our entire staff together. Actually, last year we brought a fan in and we put the schedule up. And it's just several hours of just spitballing ideas on a whiteboard, things we like, things we don't, things we want to work on. And that's where some of our gems come from. We already have a laundry list of unbelievable nights planned, some wild things that, and our whole premise with our baseball team is baseball secondary. And a lot of our fans that come here, the pattern we see all the time is people, I came with my friend and now I bought season tickets. And I didn't like baseball before. And that's what we're here for. We're an entertainment destination in Niagara and actually in Ontario. I mean, we get people coming from all over Ontario to come see us because we put on such a great show and word is getting out and all that kind of stuff. And that's that's the thing. You can't control having a great team every year.
Right.
You know, things happen. There's injuries. There's all kinds of different that can happen and I can't control. But what can I control is the show. You know, that piece and making people happy for you know, my whole thing is let's get people's minds off maybe everyday life for 3 hours and have a great time for $16 all in. So that's where we're excelling. We're going to put the pedal to the metal. This year's internal motto is go big or go home. So everything you see off the field, well, actually probably on the field too, but off the field is going to be, you know, magnified times 10. So we're really going to, you know, throw it into hyperdrive here.
Has there been a promotion or a theme night in which you thought, I don't know if this is going to fly, and it turned out to be an amazing thing?
I don't know about, we've had some duds, yeah, for sure. Yeah, we had Short King Appreciation Night last year. So some people thought that we were going to dig at people that are vertically challenged, but it wasn't that. We were honoring people that were vertically challenged. You know, we have staff members that are not over 6 foot. They're watching this. They're going to probably give me grief on Monday. But yeah, that one didn't really fly. People didn't really get that one. So you try different things. Things hit, things don't. Then you know, especially on-field promos, we've had things that we do that just no one understands. We did an entire skit from the movie Semi-Pro, and it was crickets. No one had a clue what was going on. So obviously, we're not going to do that one again. But we're always open to try new things. I tell my staff when we come in every week, you know, come up with 2 new ideas that we can discuss because you know, I know what I think is funny, but my humor is maybe different than the mass majority of people or vice versa. So I try to get as many people as possible. And actually, when we go to hire staff, we don't necessarily look at our interns. We don't necessarily look at are you in sports? Do you like baseball? I actually rather you don't like baseball and you like entertainment. Or you know, we had a girl last year that worked at Disney the year before, stuff like that. Like, I'm not a baseball guy through and through. I couldn't tell you the last time, well, maybe the Jays this year, last time I watched a full game on TV. So my background's in hockey, and that's where, you know, I was growing up and everything like that. I never really played baseball either. So I think our players, they don't get mad at me, but they're not, you know, sometimes quite understanding when it's like, hey, do a backflip on the field or something like that, or stuff like that, right? So but I think it's a happy medium for us because we do have great baseball people in our baseball ops staff, but then behind the scenes on the other side, we got guys coming up with just absolutely wild ideas that fans can really buy into.
Yeah. How does the hockey guy, who's not a huge baseball fan, become the owner of the Welland Jackfish? Yeah,
long story. Kind of just fell in our laps. You know, I worked for the team for a little bit, and then an opportunity came that the 3 of us could take it off, you know, the old owner's hands in Burlington, and that's just kind of how it went. We ran it in Burlington for a couple of years, didn't really work out. Didn't work out at all, actually, and we were actually thinking about just not doing it anymore because at the time it was really a hobby back then. The IBL was very much a hobby for everybody, and we were thinking, do we want to lose money on a weekend hobby? No, not really. So we were actually going to let the team go, and then the last hour, I knew the stadium was sitting in Welland, so I just went and toured it, walked in, called the commissioner at the time, John Kastner, and said, okay, we're going. And the rest is history. First, you know, home opener, May 16th, 2019. We had 1,100 people, and it's kind of eye-opening. You go, okay, this is real. So, and we've just broken records every year since.
Why wasn't it working in Burlington?
You know, our park was. It would be even to this day the worst park in the league. It wouldn't even be close. I think we sat maybe 200 people, maybe. Our concession stand were a bunch of tents we set up. It was very much a weekend tournament setup. Put ups, a tear down. The other thing was we had a lot of fans that come up and be like, why would I go to Toronto when I can go to your games for a fraction of the price? And my thought is because you can. You have that disposable income to go there. You can get there easy. You can go there a few times a month. So why would you come down to a rec park and not have the greatest experience? Because we try to do as much as you can, but you can only do so much with what you have. So it just wasn't working. And when we met with the city about upgrades, they just weren't real receptive of doing anything. So we just decided to pick up and leave. And it's been the grass was definitely greener on the other side when we went to Welland. Not to knock Burlington, they're not in the business of semi-pro or pro sports, so I get it. And Welland, they had that stadium sitting there for so long, it was kind of a no-brainer for them and us, and obviously it worked out for both of us.
Welland Stadium, if not the best, is probably one of the best in now the new Canadian Baseball League.
Yep.
How big of a difference maker has this been?
The CBL?
No, in terms of the stadium, the facility.
Oh yeah, the stadium is night and day. I mean, we're so lucky to have that property, because if we didn't, it wouldn't be the same. Yeah. I mean, the amphitheater really lends to our show and our atmosphere and the vibe we have there and that kind of stuff. So if we didn't have that, I don't think we'd be talking the same today. But we have put, as of today, I think around $350,000 in upgrades in the facility. So we do take a lot of money that we from the baseball team and put back into the facility, because we think it's important that the fans have the best possible experience when we're there. So we have a new video board we've had a few years ago, new bucket seats we put in, bunch of VIP zones. We're actually going to expand the one VIP zone hopefully in the off season. We did a team store, another concession stand. So every year. It's funny. My one business partner says you're not going to, like, you see you do the builder in the park, and he says maybe this year we don't do anything. Like, oh yeah, no, we won't do anything this year. And then out of nowhere, I'll text him in like the off season in February. Hey, can we do this? Okay, yeah. So there's always something, because that's a thing. But like, if anybody knows me, I don't run my life off money. It's not something that I really like. I have to make the most money as possible, kind of thing. So I like to take, and they're the same way. Is let's take some of the money that comes in from the season and put it back into the team. So like last year we did an entire locker room reno, so that was kind of nice for the guys. This year we're putting AC unit in the locker room so they're not sweltering hot, because it gets sticky in there. Stuff like that. So we're always looking for ways to improve and just make it that much better, because again, the building was built in 1989, so it is older. But there's stuff you can do to modernize it. So.
And it's things like that is probably helps you attract some of those baseball players who might be looking at other teams and say, "Wow, they have AC in the clubhouse. They're got a renovated facility, awesome fan base. Like, these are all pluses that will lure them to a city like Welland." Yeah,
and like we operate our team on the highest standards that we could possibly do. We try to anyway. So if you go to a higher league than us, you get the same treatment here as you would there. Medical care. Dental, everything in the clubhouse is taken care of. We have an amazing equipment manager, athletic therapists, all that stuff that you'd ever need. So when you're there, you're very comfortable. You don't have to worry about too many things. And we're going to up the ante now that we're CBL and do even more for the guys, because I think, well, they deserve it. They're the reason we're all there. So we're hopeful that they come to appreciate those things. But I think that's going to become standard in the league, because that's the thing. That's one thing I think the CBL is going to, a positive thing of this is it's going to heighten the standards of all teams.
Sure.
So everybody's, going to want to do more for their players, make them more comfortable and things like that, and have more amenities for them and whatnot. So I think that's going to be great for the players. And obviously at the park, I think what fans will see is just a more professional feel to game days. Because I think people are most teams, from what what you hear is they're going to put more effort into that side of things. So it's pretty cool to see. I mean, we kind of, I don't like to ever say this, but we kind of started that trend to get other teams to kind of get into that kind of mojo of doing extra stuff and promos of the field and have fun.
Especially when it ends in a trophy presentation. Other teams are looking at it thinking, we want this.
Yeah, right? No, this is the fun part. This is good. But for me, this isn't my Stanley Cup. You know what I mean? So for me, my Stanley Cup is selling out a game, and not so much of a revenue side of things. It's for me, selling out a game is we did it. Like this goal, check. So we sold out 10 games last year. Our hope internally is to sell out 90% of our games for next year, which should be 3,200 people a game, which would be unbelievable. Because we're trying to become that, can't miss event, not just in Niagara, anywhere. On a Thursday night or a Saturday afternoon, it's what are you doing tonight? Well, I'm going to the Jackfish game. You didn't get tickets? No. Oh, they're sold out. Like, oh my God, I'm going to miss the Jackfish game. Like, that's crazy. So we're really trying to kind of bolster that and make us that can't miss event.
Speaking of money, and this is going to lead into another, different part of this interview, is that how much does it cost to operate a team like the Welland Jackfish?
It really depends. Like ours might be higher only because we run our own concession stand and have more cost with that. So ours is definitely higher for that fact. But I don't know the other teams. I couldn't tell you, honestly.
Are we talking like hundreds of thousands? Are we talking millions? Are we talking tens of thousands?
Probably high in like between $600,000 and $800,000 probably.
Wow.
I guess for other teams. I don't know for sure. Again, I don't know their structure and stuff like that. But yeah, for us, like we are lucky enough that we have full-time staff. So I have myself and 2 others, and then I have 1 seasonal. So I mean, we put our effort into staff. I mean, other teams might do more in the volunteer range. Okay. Not a lot of people realize every one of our concession staff members, our guys up in the media booth, everybody is getting something. No one except for we have some volunteers that do help us out through like gate checks and stuff like that. We do have interns that do work for school. We do give them honorariums, but everybody else we make sure it's taken care of in some way. So that's where, I mean, obviously that heightens the expenses, but yeah, we might be on the higher side for sure, only because we feel it's, and this is just our opinion, that if you're gonna spend the hours with us, like you should get something. Sure. Yeah. Right. Especially if we're gonna be kind of try to do a pro model of a team. So we do definitely have volunteers, but not as much as other teams might.
And I ask this question because there has been talk, and for a while now, of expansion in now the new Canadian Baseball League. There's 9 teams, right? Yep. And we're looking at going to maybe at least 10, which is kind of like what the CFL has been trying to do for eons. And so the question is based in, there's an investment here. It's not just you're, fielding, a bunch of guys and having fun on the field. There's a financial commitment.
100%. Yeah, I mean, I'd love to see the league get to 10 teams, nice even number. I think getting to 10 teams and kind of sticking there for a while would be great. That just means one team isn't off, when everybody else is playing. Great, yeah. So I know our schedule maker would love that right now, but yeah, no, it's definitely a financial, again, it's a business, it's no different. I mean, you look at some of these other Canadian-based leagues, CPL, CEBL, you hear about what franchises are going for there, and then you look what our franchise fee is at, and it's just like, we pale in comparison. Now, it's a bit apples to oranges, don't get me wrong. We're just Ontario-based and, small community-based teams. They're operating a way higher expense bracket than we would ever be. But, yeah, it's... the problem we have right now is, unfortunately, there just isn't a lot of infrastructure out there for a stadium. You could take some places and retrofit, but until municipalities, and I think this is where we really need to hit the ground running for the first year of the CBL, is show municipalities that this can work. Like a case study with us, London, Hamilton, Barrie, stuff like that this does work, and that there is potential appetite to either retrofit one of your existing parks, or, hey, why not build new? There's a team in our league right now that's looking to work with the city to build a brand new park, and it looks like it's potentially close to happening. We'll see. But there's no reason that can't happen. I mean, out west, there's a Western Canadian Baseball League. It's a summer collegiate league, and they're building new parks every few years. Don't get me wrong, there's oil money out there, but sure. Why not in Southern Ontario? I think baseball needs a little bit of life from municipalities. So we'll see what happens. We're lucky in Welland, like they support us huge, and they support baseball huge. So we're really lucky, but others might not be. So
one of those teams could be the Guelph Royals. They're for sale. Is there a lot of interest in a team like that? How does this all work?
I have no idea. Okay. Unfortunately, I'm not really. I wouldn't say I'm. In the inner workings of what's going on in the league so much. So I don't know where that's at. I mean, we get updates here and there, but I wouldn't see why not. They've been around off and on since 1919. The park is, I mean, there's a lot of real estate to do stuff at that park. Yeah. There's a lot of, the grandstand is great. There's a lot of spots to do stuff. So I think if someone wanted to take that on, and now, Sean, the current owner, I get why he's selling. He lives out east now. Yeah. He's not close. And I know he's the kind of guy that, doesn't like owning a business, especially a sports team where he can't be there, pseudo day to day. So I totally get it. He's been trying to find new people for just over a year now. So I think it's the right time for him to let somebody else take the reins and maybe build it up. We'll see what happens. They've always had good teams and stuff like that, but I think a city like Guelph, you got the Guelph Storm there. Mm-hmm. They pack that place consistently, so maybe baseball can see some love too.
I think so. What's your advice for the next owner?
Focus on the game day. Mm-hmm. Make people want to come for a reason. Our players are amazing. They're amazing athletes, great baseball. But off the hop, they probably, average people won't know a lot of the names. Sure. And that's fair to say. We're not knocking any of our players. They're amazing. Is showcase their personality. Focus on the game day, making it a great day out. Minus, no matter what the team's doing on the field, mm-hmm. You shouldn't really, wage your business on that kind of thing. So I think, and that's what we try to employ. We take it to a crazy extent to go nuts with it. We don't really have any barriers, but there's lots you can do with a baseball team to make it a great night out. What
are some of the ebbs and flows of team ownership that gets you excited or brings you down or whatever the case is?
I don't like business at all. It's not my strong suit.
Yeah, hence the director of fun.
Yeah, I'm the idea guy, right. Through and through. So the actual operation of the business is not something that I enjoy at all. Mm-hmm. I don't think anybody does, to be honest with you. But I focus more on the ideas, making it a fun show, and I think that's it's great because I do my part. I got Dan Pocrady who does he does all the building and all the the manual labor kind of stuff. Jason McKay, who's our part owner, he does all the baseball ops stuff, so I don't really have to worry about any of those things. They're all taken care of. So it's we're always evolving. We're always trying to get people to help us out and stuff like that. So as time goes on, I won't have to worry about any of the business stuff because I hate it. So, but yeah, no. And then the positive side is honestly just our fan base is like a family to us, honestly. And people say that and they're like, it's kind of cliche or whatever like that. But we have fans that drop us off baked goods every week at the office. Wow. I have two young girls. I've had fans knit them sweaters and sweatpants and stuff like that. We get people bring us stuff on our birthdays. It's awesome to see and just being able to hang out with my summer family from May through December or September. That's what I love. It's pretty cool. Yeah, it is really cool. I mean, it's a really cool community. I don't know that you get that anywhere else but Niagara, to be honest with you. The people down there are so caring and passionate about their team. So it's cool.
Are there things on a day-to-day basis that fans don't see that you would be like, this would make for a great, documentary piece or, an inside view of whatever
our everyday lives in the office. So it's myself. There's CJ Kruger, who does our event management. We got Callum Patton, who's our director of operations, and Michaela Rankin, who does our, we just hired her. She's doing our merchandise and ticketing operations. So it's literally just four of us and just the funny stuff that goes on. Like we film, they have us, they come up with ideas for TikToks every day. We film a podcast just like this. We probably don't get as many viewers as you do, but we do a podcast. So we just have fun. Yeah. And I think if a camera followed us around and some of the ridiculous stuff that goes on in that room, it would make for some great TV because, trying to build up a whole season. And it's so funny. We get people that come around now and they'll go, "Oh, I didn't think you guys were going to be here." And we'll go, well, what do you think we'd be? I'm like, "Oh, I don't know. Like the office would be closed. Like there's nothing going on." I'm like, "Yeah, there is. We're planning an entire 2026 season. There's tons going on. Yeah. It might not be as busy as a season, obviously, but there's so much planning that goes into an entire season of shows. And that's what we call them. We don't call them game days. We call them shows in our park. Like that's what they are. We focus on that day in and day out as how we can and make that the best possible experience. And sometimes it gets a little crazy when we come up with the idea sessions, but yeah, I think we always talk about getting a camera crew to watch us all day, but yeah.
It would be fun.
Yeah.
What did you do before this?
So before this, I actually worked for a company that did team sales for Adidas and Under Armour.
Okay.
And then before that, I actually worked for the Hamilton Bulldogs in the American Hockey League for a little bit. And then, I just kind of fell into this, and it's been my life ever since. So it's an interesting ride.
Yeah. Community involvement, you mentioned, your fans being like family. Community involvement is important to you and the franchise as well, right?
It's our number one. Like, it's not even close. Our goal every season is to beat the previous year's give back goal. This year was just shy of $100,000 to raised or donated to community groups. And every year we try to benchmark how much more we can give. So that's anything from, sponsoring youth baseball teams to giving away tickets to a nonprofit or charitable group that wants them, kind of thing. We do a big thing with Ronald McDonald House Charities, the house just over here, where we do strikeouts for families. So every strikeout for the entire season, regular season, we donate $10 to Ronald McDonald House. Nice. We just cut a check to them, because I just think it's so important. If they're going to come support us all season long, and in our business, we need to give back to them. And I think every business should do the same, regardless. And you know what? Whether you think it's going to benefit you or not in the end, I don't care about that. I just always find it's important to give back as much as humanly possible. I love getting out giant checks. It's my favorite. It's my favorite thing of all time.
There's a lot of cool initiatives at this time of the year, being the holiday season, and the Welland Toy Drive is near to your heart. Yeah,
we've been doing that, helping out with it since 2022. But this year we I actually messaged the kind of head of the Welland Professional Firefighters Association. I said, we want to do something bigger this year, like really get involved. And he asked me what, and I said, I want people to donate at the stadium, and if they do, we'll give them two flex tickets to any game they want to go to next year. And they were really appreciative of that. We have like 5 bins of toys sitting at the stadium right now. It's just super cool, and we have people that are coming up to the door that they've never been to a game. They just saw the toy drive, and that's what Niagara's all about. The give back in that region is from all areas is crazy, and we just want to be a small part of it.
How cool is it that the Welland Jackfish will be the last name on the trophy associated with the Intercounty Baseball League champions?
Yeah, I might miff a few people.
We're not a good trivia question.
We're not the most liked team in the entire league.
Why do you say that?
I don't know. We're not liked by other fans. I think it's because we do things differently.
Right.
Yeah, we're not traditional. Like we really take anything that would be deemed traditional in a baseball sense. I mean, the on-field part we don't really touch, but when we just flip it on its head. So from our broadcast to stuff we do in the crowd to like we just filmed a scheduled release video yesterday for this season, which should go out next week, and people are going to be upset with that, but that's our fans will like it, so that's all I really care about. No, it's super, super cool. I've been around this league for about 15 years, off and on, doing different stuff, and having the cup in your possession is awesome. I mean, really the only thing that's going to change is going to go from intercounty to Canadian. Right. Everything else is going to stay the same. So the history lives on. That's one thing I think people are missing is this is a whole new league. Well, you know what, it is, but it isn't. You're going to see the same characters, same players. You're not going to see any real differences except for a heightened experience at the ballpark. But all the history stays. Cup stays. Jack and Lynn, their legacy lives on in the Canadian Baseball League now. All the stadiums are the same. But yeah, it definitely is a different league for sure. More games, more imports, different structure. But it was needed. So it's good.
I know your ultimate goal is to sell out every game, but it would be nice to go back to back. I mean, that's a rarity nowadays, and especially in today's professional sports leagues. How difficult do you think that's going to be?
Very hard. Yeah, very hard. And that's every year. We won it in 2023. You just saw every other team, change their thought process on players and, bring in better and better talent. So every year it gets tougher and tougher. Obviously this year's going to be really tough because we're playing, not everybody makes the playoffs, but only 5 teams make the playoffs, the postseason. So you got to make sure that you're in that upper echelon. Otherwise, obviously you're going to be the odd man out. So we're putting a lot of effort into it right now. looking at different players and stuff like that. Again, I am so far removed from the player side of things. They just kind of tell me off and on, and I go, okay, that's cool. And really for us, not only are we looking for good players, we're looking for good people because they got to represent. We're, like I said before, we're super fan oriented. So pre and post games guys are out signing autographs, so they got to be good people. And if they're not, I don't care how good of a baseball player you are, you will not be on our team if you're not a good person. So that's also a super important part of not just baseball, all of our staff, everybody that comes to our team. You just got to be good people that are going to buy into what we're trying to do. So
it's a great success story, an awesome 2025, and certainly I'm thinking 2026 will be just as successful. I don't know if this is going to be still in your possession, but you never know. That's why they play the games.
That's it. And you know what? Like I said, my Stanley Cup is selling like games. When we won this in this past season, it was funny. I was sitting on the steps to go to. We won it at home, obviously, and sitting on the steps to go out and celebrate with the guys, and everybody else was, woohoo, and I think I was more like that was my feeling.
Right.
Yeah, it's cool to have this. I tell the guys every year when we win it. Actually, it was in 2023 when we won it. When we were accepting the trophy, I didn't even touch it. I get our team captain come over, Gio Morello. I said, "You grab it because you won it. I didn't win this thing.
Right.
I gave you the platform to win it, but I didn't. Or we gave the platform to win it. I didn't actually do anything. I didn't swing a bat. So this is for them. This is for the players. We got nice fancy rings coming for them, which are going to be really, really cool. I'm super excited about that because we got to design it. It is really cool.
Yeah.
So
how much do the rings cost? I know it's always like oh my gosh, it costs
lots.
this much.
It's
more
actually
than you thought it would.
We bought them in 2023, so I kind of knew. But it's so funny. I always tell the same story. I said the best possible scenario in a league like this is to get to Game 7 of the finals at home and lose. And people go, "What do you mean? That's awful." I'm like, no. The fans still think you're a winner for the most part, and you don't have to buy rings. It's great. No, but I love buying rings. I mean, it's an expense, but it's so worth it because it's something you have forever, right? So
right. Yeah. Well, thanks for coming by. Fantastic 2025. All the best in 2026.
I appreciate it. Thank you.
All right, and that is a wrap for Newsmakers. A big thank you to the All-Star cast behind the scenes as well. If you like today's episode, click the thumbs up, hit subscribe, leave a comment as well. You can catch Newsmakers on chch.com/podcasts and wherever you get your favorite podcasts.